What up, Coop Group? Welcome to Alliance War Season 26, War Number 8, where SAS goes against New Nation, Newn. And they're usually top 3 every season, so it's a pretty good war. Because if we can do well against them, we for sure can deserve top 3 this season. And I think we already have Masters guaranteed, based on how well we've done already this season. But it's always a nice little bonus to say that we're at the top of Masters. But anyways, our team this war is basically the same as a bunch of other wars. It's Warlock, 6-star rank 3, 6-star rank 3 Red Hulk, and then it's also going to be a White Magneto, so I can put pre-fights. And I'll be on path 5, and then path 1. Whenever I bring Warlock, I'm usually always on path 1 in section 2. I don't really usually get mini bosses, but this time I get node 24. I get that on Mega Red with EMP Modification, which is interesting. And then path 1, I've done that Emma Frost before. Thor Ragnorak shouldn't be too hard. Namor, just watch out for the reflect. And then we're going to be on that node 49, has a shift, Apocalypse, which will be a Red Hulk fight. And it really is a bad spot for Apocalypse, because that's a super easy Red Hulk fight. That's what I think. I did it numerous seasons ago, and my Red Hulk was rank 2. Now that he's rank 3, shouldn't be that hard. But I'm scouting out the map. You see it is 20 hours at the moment. And I was flying home, I believe, this day from my Olympic trial. So it is I am trying to move as quick as I can. It was only 4 hours later, but still people are asking me to move quick. So I'm like, all right, well, let me get to my whole path right now. I put the guidance boost on this node because Taskmaster can easily just shrug off debuffs after you give him 10 debuffs. That's probably why he's on this node and heavy hitter, because then you start to bait heavies. But it's pretty easy to just hit into his block and bait specials and just punish his specials. But I wasn't thinking when I put the guidance boost on this node, because my officer said put it on this node and use either Red Hulk or Warlock. Warlock, he's going to shrug off the bleeds, but Red Hulk is not a hero champion or a metal champion, so all I get from this is just a 15% guidance. That's all. If I use Warlock, I would have gotten the passive stun also. But I parry here, I'm like, dude, where's my passive stun? I wasn't thinking. Of course, at this moment, I realized Red Hulk would not get the passive stun on this node. So I'm like, well, I just kind of wasted. I just wasted that pre-fight. So now I'm trying to bait special 1. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to punish special 1s now. Because, I mean, his parries are going to be out by, like, pretty soon. After you do 10 parries. Because that's how Taskmaster works. But he's not throwing a special because I'm a large defender. And large defenders they scoop back so far, and it's hard to bait specials with extra large defenders, especially Red Hulk. But he throws a special 2. I'm getting some big damage here. I was trying to get a special 1 here. By the time the timer ended for the ebb and flow knockdown, got it just in time. I'm able to evade the special 1. I'm going to keep doing this back and forth. I realized I'm not going to do that much damage with ebb and flow knockdown, so I might have to reparry him again just to get him. Just knock him down and take down the ebb and flow. So right here, I knock him down. Ebb and flow knockdown is active now. I thought right there that he was running at me. He did not. That's a huge mistake right there. Throwing a special into his block. I felt pretty dumb after that happened. Felt really not smart. But I knocked him down again. Now, I could easily just knock him down with special 1s if I want to. But I mean, I do right here. But I think it's better if I just knock him down with heavy attacks if I can parry him still, which I still can. And this fight is over. Just that silly mistake of throwing a special, which I thought he was running at me. I should have just not done that. And yeah, I won't do that for the rest of the war. I don't think I do. But my buddy moved up to Mega Red here. I didn't think he was going to move up, so I didn't know if I was going to have energy to finish my path, which this move right here, which I'm very grateful for, gave me just enough energy to finish my path on these boosts, which is always really nice. I'm throwing on some tech boosts for the next 4 fights because they're all Warlock fights. I figured if I can just rinse special 2s to all these fights, it should be a good time. So this is Burner with Might and EMP Mod. Basically, you don't want him to throw specials, because if you throw specials, then you get shocked based on how many buffs you have activated this whole fight. And my goal here is to get the special 2. But the moment he throws a special and I realize that he's not running willpower, I'm like, dude, I should be throwing special 1s to drain his power. This is not very smart. Because I just activated dexterity, so now I have 2 shocks on me. It's not doing that much damage, but it's not pretty at all. So I realized right here that I should be just throwing special ones. Just special ones when he has infections up, so I can drain his power so he never throws specials again, so I don't have to ever worry about EMP mod. I could be throwing heavies, but I'd rather not bleed him. I am a robot, but I mean, I'd rather not bleed him. But here I am, I'm throwing another special with an infection up. Gonna drain his power so he never gets another special. After this moment, I felt like I was just the smartest person in the world, although after I had already taken the EMP mod shock, I was not very smart at all. On to the Warlock vs. Emma Frost fight. This is Vigor, meaning that every interval of time frame, I don't know how long it is, she gets a regen, but using Warlock, that regen never has to proc if he can get a infection up. My goal here is to reparry as much as I can into her ice phase, whatever you want to call it. I know there's a phase for it, a name for it, just so I can get my infection up quick, because if I can keep reparrying because she's stun immune while she has her ice armor up, then I can get the infection up and easily not have to worry about vigor. My goal here also is to get to a special 2, because then it armor breaks. Ooh, and I had Stand My Ground just saved me right there. That was really nice. She threw it heavy out of nowhere. And now that she has her ice armor up, I was gonna parry heavy her, but I'm just gonna wait this one out. You see me reparrying right there. I got some nice parries there. Throw a special 2 to get the armor break up, which is very nice. So now the rest of the fight, I think I have an armor break up because of the power back boost that I have on. I'll be throwing some heavy attacks just to get this bleed because she's armor broken, so why not take advantage of it? It's a pretty easy fight. It's pretty hard to mess this up. I mean, again, she did throw a heavy into my block, but I got pretty lucky that I have stand my ground for defense, and boom, she's down. She's not a large defender, so I can easily do a lot of damage to her. So, time to use some more potions. I just used 2 before that fight. I think I put in 1 here, and then I'm going to put 1 again after this fight. It's a very potion-full war compared to normal. Usually I use like 1 to 2 potions. No. I imploded in numerous fights this war. Numerous fights. That first fight was not very pretty anyways. Alright, so for here, the goal is just put on my infection and also watch out for his power gain. Warlock special 2 is 10 hits, so you gotta remember that. So whenever I throw special 2, I gotta watch out make sure it crosses his power gain phase, because I don't want him to get to special 3. This is not a very good node for Thor Ragnorak. I don't think so. It's a pretty easy node. It's here. I'm gonna throw a special right here. It's gonna cross the power gain threshold, and I'm not worried at all. He's gonna throw a special, not even close to me, so I don't even have to activate dexterity, but not a big deal. Luckily I didn't get parried there. And yeah, my goal here is just parry heavy until I get special 2. Watch out for the 10 hit threshold and just go through it. Do it right here. Again, I'm at 13 hits, but not a big deal because it's very simple fight. I was scheduled to either Quake or Warlock this fight, but because there was no room for Quake on my team, because I wanted white Magneto, I brought Warlock to that fight. Now, my 5th fight of the war, I'm putting on 1 more potion, is this Namor. And he is on buffet and strike counter power suppression. So I don't really plan on throwing any specials because of the power suppression from strike counter. And then because of buffet, my goal here is to just put on my infection and not worry about his healing ever again in this whole fight. But with Namor, you have to watch out for the reflect damage. Because against a max Sig Namor, or just any Sig Namor, they're able to reflect any damage that they're being dealt at that moment when they hit into you. So I did put a guidance boost here just to get the fight over quicker, because why not? Because I had 1 extra one anyways. But as you see here, there's a little bit of red damage that just kind of hit me there. Right there again because of the bleed. So I really shouldn't be bleeding him, because anytime he hits into me and I parry him when he's bleeding, he throws that damage straight at me. Again, right there. The infection damage also. So, not very happy with that damage, but this is my last Warlock fight. So, I mean, as long as I get him down, it's okay. I don't think Namor's a large defender, even if he was. I'm using Warlock, so I'm not worried. I have no power, but he's down just like that. Super easy fight. Just watch out for the reflect when you're fighting against Namor, always. Especially you don't want to intercept, because all that damage goes back to you. Now, the final fight of this war is Red Hulk versus Apocalypse on Hazard Shift, Node 49. Very easy fight. I did do a few duels against Apocalypse just to practice evading out of his special 1. I don't mind blocking the first 2 beams of his special 1, but if I can evade out of the last one, then I can at least get in quicker to just kill him quicker. But it's a very simple Red Hulk fight. Red Hulk is able to not purify, but be immune. I think it pops up as immune to the incineration and poison from Hazard Shift, which adds on to his heat charges, which just makes him hit harder. So it's pretty easy to get to 10 heat charges in this fight. My goal is first get to a special 3, just to get him immune to incineration, but at least get the big incineration damage out. And just to make sure my health bar is more than his health bar, always. So I did put on 2 more potions in this fight, just because I messed up in the first fight, so I had to potion up against Red Hulk. So yes, I could have thrown special 1s, but again, I'd rather just make him immune to incineration, get as much incineration damage as I can get off before he gets immune to it. I'm evading out of the special 1, as you can see, at least dexting out of the last part. I have worked on dexterity the whole special 1, but I'd rather be safe and not doing a war. I'm about 50% I can do it, so not very safe to do it in war when it's only a 50% chance of me being able to do it. So yeah, I can bait out heavies, I can bait special 1s to get my in. It's not very hard. I'm winning on the health game pool pretty easily. He's not doing that much damage anyways into my block. I expected him to do a lot more damage with that special 1 into my block, but really it's not doing that much. So I expect to be above 50% by the end of this fight, as long as I don't mess up. So I throw off my big special 3, big incineration damage is just bringing him down. Trying to bait special 1 here. And he gets immune to incinerate the moment I think it finishes. So the moment that finishes, the immune to incinerate, so no more special 3s. Now the goal is only special 1s, as long as I don't throw him into his block or try and be done with the special 1s. So it'll be a pretty simple end to this fight. So I have heard that Apocalypse Special 2 does less damage, but really that did into the block, but that did not that much damage. I'm still winning by a lot on this game of the health pools, and it makes me feel like I didn't have to heal up at all in this fight. But it's always better to be safe, in case I did get hit by a special 1, or that dexterity doesn't proc, and I just, again, get hit by the last piece of the special 1. Very simple fight. It's almost over. I just have 1 more combo and a special 1 to go. And this fight is over just like that. So pretty simple war. I think our battle group only had 1 death, so we got very close, but we did beat their battle group in deaths. I think it was 2-1. But we ended up tying New Nation. I believe last season SAS also tied New Nation, so it kind of hurts to see them tie again. It was 4-4. I used so many potions this war, but again, it's better to be safe rather than sorry. And just, it hurts. Now, we were losing most of this war, I believe, into the last 20 fights also we were losing, and then they ended up dying, and it tied, and we had 2 fights left, and like someone from their alliance was telling me to make sure we died, but nah, it's going to be a tie. It sucks, but it's a tie. So I just see Warlock is still winning the attacker game at 21 this season, and Quake is slowly behind him, but it's been a pretty fun season. We're at 8th place right now, so we fell from 1st to 8th because of that tie. So we're not very close to top 3, but there's 4 more wars to go. Although we're matched against the top 1 alliance, Kenobi, next war. Spoiler. It should be a pretty good season. So I'm pretty proud of SAS. You guys are kicking butt. Good job to everyone and good job to New Nation. It was a good war. Sadly, no one could be a victor this time, but I'll catch you guys later. This is Coop, signing off. Happy gaming.